Hey, so I want to go over scale conversions for when we're working with converting between the real world sizes of planets into a scale model that we'll be doing in class. Uh, Basically, we've already talked about scale conversions and canceling out units. So if you have some planet and its diameter, you need to multiply by a scale factor, which would be some diameter in the real world and that actual size on the scale. So if I had, let's say, a scale model where the sun was 27 inches big, and in the real world it's 865,000 uh, miles, then that's our conversion factor here. So what we would need to do is we would multiply some unknown planet's diameter by the scale factor, and it would give us the actual size on the scale. So if we have something that's about 3,000 miles in diameter, it will give us 0.095 inches. So you could do that conversion for all the planets, but what's really useful is if you use Google Sheets, because it will do the math for you. So you can set up something like this called a function, where basically you're saying, hey, take whatever I put into this cell right here, B4, and then multiply it by the scale factor. So like we saw on this paper here, the scale factor was this, 27 over 865,000. And if you look at this function, that's what we're multiplying this B4 by. So these are lined up, so like this is going with B3, this is going with B4, this is going with B6, so on and so forth. If I had a planet and I was looking at something like Mercury, what I need to do is I just need to plug in its diameter in miles. So if I plug that in here, then I get the actual size on our scale right here. So this is really nice because now you don't have to do all these conversions with a calculator. You just set up the function and you plug in what you have for the real values, and it'll give you the scale size. So if you're curious how I did this, you're gonna need to do this for the blue section anyway, so you should want to know how I set this up. So basically what I did was I hit the equal sign, and then I said that's gonna be equal to, let's say, B4, and then I'm doing the asterisk symbol for multiplication, and then parentheses 27 divided by 865,000. And if I hit tab, then that function should be correct. So yeah, it looks like that's the same as what I had before. Now there's another neat little trick that you can do. Instead of writing that function out every single time, what you can do is well, there's two things you can do. You can click on this corner and drag it down, and it will copy the function, but any cells that's relative to, like for example, if this function was relative to B4, lower down here, if this is in the 8 row, then it's going to be relative to B8. So it just takes care of all of it. So you could do that, or you could Control C and Control V. So you could do it one by one, but really this is just so much faster. So I'll let you think about what you would need to do for the function here. There's a lot of stuff that's similar to what we were doing over there, but instead of working with the scale factor of the sun's size and its diameter, we're going to have to do the distance from the sun in the scale and the distance in real life. So that will be your conversion factor. So I'll let you try and figure out how to write that function. All right, well, I'll see you in class.